All right. Oh yeah, there we go. All right.
We're live.
Watching trailers while Joe puts us live. That's great. Hello, welcome to the Mid-Geek Crisis. What else am I gonna say?
All the notifications go off. Everything kind of goes going. We're here. Another day, another week,
Another week. Put it in the books.
another month. We're in October. It's my favorite month.
It's your favorite month?
I get to hear the story of your Halloween costume.
That's not this week, though, kids.
No, it's not.
Crisis, right?
No, it's not. No, it's not. Let's kick this off properly here. Let's start the brand. Let's go. It is spooky time, right? Like that's kind of the fun part about this. Is it's October, man.
Yeah, it's the official chart of an already horrifying year, right?
Right.
That's what we're looking at. It's the official.
Now we get to like enjoy it for a month and go, yeah, look at this. It's a scary year. Woo woo. Yep. And then the scariness doesn't stop November 1st, and you're like, why?
Why?
Cry a little more.
Welcome to the show, folks. I am cautious. This guy is Joe, the Afro Man.
Let's we should throw something up there, right? Look at that right there.
Oh, there we go. That's my name. Wow, that's awesome.
Every so often, I remember that I actually did some graphics. And actually, click a button.
High production values on this show. Welcome, Vagabond.
Yeah, welcome to Mid-Geek Crisis, episode 96. 96 episodes. And, we played, I played a lot of Star Wars Squadrons this weekend.
Yeah, no, I know. I saw my friends have consumed it, being the locust at the. Have you beaten it yet, Joe? Have you?
No, definitely not. I am not that kind of locust. I can't fire through a story mode. I haven't fired through a story mode in a long time.
So okay, all right. So Star Wars Squadrons. Fans of the show know that if Cautious had one gift, one wish, and it was a really crappy genie, and the genie said, "You can only pick a video game. What do you want?" My wish would have been this. I mean, I'm going to be 100% honest. Star Wars Squadrons would have been it. I've asked for an X-Wing style game for my youth for 10,000 years now, and now Star Wars Squadron is delivered. I will say that it hits all the right buttons on me when I'm playing the Rebels. The sound of the X-Wing, the pew sounds, flying up and down, blowing up the shield generator on a Star Destroyer. I mean, that is, even talking about it puts me in the right mood, right? It is.
Yeah, I definitely, of course, is anything Star Wars is always excellent on sound quality. Yeah. Excellent. So putting on the good headphones, cranking it up, kind of submerging yourself in the cockpit of a TIE fighter or an X-Wing, and just going at it. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
The only thing slowing me down from consuming this game is the fact that I'm not looking forward to playing the Imperials. Like, if I'm honest, I never want to play the Imperials. I want to be the Rebels the whole way through. I love the characters. Gunny's hilarious. Kio's so interesting. I want to know more about that character. The atmosphere is pretty great. They do a really good job of delivering that Star Wars feling in the first few intros.
Here's the positivity take. We're gonna try to be positive all
right, we're always positive.
We'll talk. We'll talk about some lows and some highs from this week, but definitely want to talk some positivity. This is an EA game. This is a game that we're like, wait a minute, hold back the F up. Are we talking positive vibes on an EA game? And do you think the price tag that you paid, which was only $39.99, right?
Yeah, $49
worth it?
Oh yeah, hands down. Worth it. I mean, it was worth it to me just to have. We do Sunday gaming, just to have 5 of my friends show up to play. Like, usually we try to get 5 folks on to play on Sunday mornings. I might see 3 of you dumbasses online. This one we had too many. We had too many for this game, which was
awesome.
Astounding, right? So it was
crossplay,
awesome.
right? So we definitely had some Xbox and some PC cross compatibility going, and we didn't have any problems.
It took 20 minutes to get off the ground.
yeah, because I guess the only happy medium for all of that is everyone has to be on the service of the game, right? So if EA has their own service, then if you can friend everyone through the EA ID and kind of get everything going. But once we got all that going, clear
it was great. Yeah, once we got we put sibling streamer in charge, friend of the show, right? Brother, sister. They're on Tuesdays. He sort of pushed forward on making sure we were all friends in the right formats and the right services. A little bit of frustration on his end as he's like, "Cautious, what's your username on EA?" And I'm like, "I don't effing know. Like I set that up 10."
Oh, we dropped. Woo! Number one. Yeah, no, without cutting off his story, but essentially, yeah, I don't remember what my ID is for EA or anything like that. I had to go and look, and I realized that it was like my first name _ my handle, only because I think my handle was taken at some point, and I probably owned my handle. I probably owned the Afroman on EA, but somehow or another, like I forgot it.
You forgot it, and now you're Joe. Well, should we announce
Joe _ the Afroman? Oh no, they know my name and my handle.
Yeah, and I'm easy to find as well if you did a search for it. I'm back. I don't know what happened. The website actually crashed for me, so that's why I was back so quickly hitting refresh, put me back in the game. So,
all right.
Yeah, but I'm loving it. It's great. Sounds are great. Game is great. Solid all around. I like how all the ships fly differently.
They do.
If we want to talk about how bad I am terrible at this game. I am an awful starfighter. It's ridiculous.
I think Jordan and I were at top kills. But we had some support. We had the couple of our buddies, Dan. I think he was like top on attacking the actual Star Cruiser. He had like 80% of the damage on the Star Cruiser was his damage.
Did you ever play World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
All right. So I think we had this sort of World of Warcraft moment where we had the good players just killing other players, and someone like Dan actually going after the objective, right? So like there was. There was like, stop fighting on the bridge, guys. We need help on the objectives. But
we're like, we're too busy. Revenge kills.
You want to know where I am on the list? Just scroll down. You can find me right there at the bottom of the list every time. Like, right there at the bottom. 0 kills, 10,000 deaths.
Honestly, look, I have to say, I know it seems funny that $40 is like a cheap buy-in these days, but I mean, with games going up to $70 this next gen, $40 is a great buy-in for a game that for an EA game pretty much gives you everything you need. As a matter of fact, all the skins and everything can be unlocked by playing the game. You get glory points.
And they're cheap. Like, it's not like, it didn't feel like I had to grind. Like we played one multiplayer match and I was able to buy one more skin.
Yeah, you were able to buy one more
skin. It wasn't that hard. So yeah. Oh no.
Oh really?
So the trick, Pergamene, is to play with me. Because I'm going to be at the bottom of the list. You're always going to have someone who's going to let everyone down a little bit more. And honestly, it was 4 of us talking trash. We played online for a match, got housed. But, the game is designed well enough, like Overwatch, where you don't feel like you're getting housed. And then we took on a Star Destroyer twice and lost both times.
Yeah,
but,
let's
it's
talk
about the community.
So I felt like we were doing great. We were jiving, killing. We were up on the ranks, 20 kills, 18 kills, that sort of thing. But at the end of things, we lost every match. It was kind of weird. I was like, wait a minute. I feel like we're slaughtering them. We had way more kills than they did, but it didn't matter. It's like objective wise, we haven't zeroed in and focused our objective.
We got to figure out how to help each other. Like like being a wingman seems to be the way to go. Getting kill assist seems to be the way to go, but I haven't quite mastered the targeting or anything like that.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about
the Genshin.
Yeah, the Genshin Impact. Talk about that. Talk to me about single player. So the single player, that's interesting. It's short. I think it's only like 8 to 10 hours long of single player, from my understanding. You're going to be going back and forth between playing a Rebel and playing a Imperial. And just like, I hate to say cliche, but only because that's kind of what happens, right? Like there's always going to be that moment where there's an Imperial that kind of flips over to the Rebel.
This guy's dropping.
Yeah.
So, spoilers like a pro. It's Vagabond. I think it's great. It delivers a very Star Wars-esque characters so far. They're very Star Wars-esque. Big diversity on the Rebel crew, at least, right?
I used to say
5
house.
aliens all in there. Yeah, you gotta say house.
You got to get house. You get. It's like what would it be kind of a poker term as well? You get
Is that where it comes from? I don't know.
I don't know. Like the house wins, right? So like you get house.
You get housed. You get
Yeah.
beat down. You get beat up.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like Adam DJ Brett might have been raised in the Soviet Union because he doesn't get any of that. Maybe is he a sleeper spy? I don't know. Sometimes
Not hip to your American lingo.
Exactly.
Hey guys, how is it hanging?
I worry sometimes. So yeah, and yeah, so yeah, it's great. Vagabond, I recommend it. Even for the single player game, I think $40 is worth it. But the cooperative game is awesome as well. So you can play. You can play co-op, which is awesome. I can't wait to actually take down a Star Destroyer. Wouldn't that be nice?
So I had a horrible seller buying a used product moment from somebody on a Facebook marketplace to get my hot ass buy one.
Can we just call it a flight stick? Why do we keep calling it this?
Because now it's a great word, and now you just want to say hot ass. So for those again, hand on throttle and stick is what it stands for. That's what flight sticks are called. They're short.
Make that motion again, real child friendly for the record.
For the HOTAS.
It's a two-headed job. It's a two-headed job.
Two-headed job. And anyway, the game supports. I really am digging the fact that the game has all of these controls, from keyboard and mouse to gamepad to multi high refresh monitors to VR, and all of it just works. There is no like, oh, well, only VR plays with VR, or only flight stick plays with flight stick. It's throwing you all in the mix. It's the first time I've seen cross-play just kind of work in a way where it just kind of play. Yeah. Everyone just play and enjoy it. And the
only watch out I have is that you can tell who's rocking a flight stick.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell when you're taking on a TIE fighter and it does a 360 spin and takes out 2 of your friends, and you're like, that's a flight stick. I'm over here on my my console D-pad getting my butt kicked.
So, and that's been my one control complaint has been that the way the game works is, especially like on a gamepad. So the throttle is your left analog stick up and down. So all the way up puts you at 100%. All the way down puts you at 0. And being at 100%, being at 100% the whole time makes it so that you can't maneuver very well. Once you're past 60%, you can't turn as fast. So the game literally tells you, hey, lower yourself to 50% and you'll be able to do sharp turns. The problem is on an analog stick, there is no like notches. You have to like go, and look at the gauge and go, okay, now I'm at 50%. Now I can turn. With a throttle control or anything that's a slider, you would be able to just set it and go.
You can play around with that stuff in the options. For the record,
you can play it all.
They don't tell you that in the first few missions, but there's a lot of control customization.
Oh yeah, I've been in there and you look at the controls and you're like, But honestly, the game, for being a flight sim, it's pretty simple. It's like throttle, left, right, pitch, and then turn, and then fire missiles, and then heal, and then
lock, scroll through targets. There's some pretty good ways to scroll through targets as well. It's great. It's awesome. Star Wars Squadrons, $40. Check it out.
Yeah, seriously, and you'll find us. If you want to play us online, we'll be rocking this game out for a while.
Yeah, for man, cautious Clay, but
yep.
Sorry,
we'll figure it out. It sounds like you crossed the threshold in about 50 zone.
Yep. It does make a little ping. There's a little sound. Every ship has a different sound, so you sort of have to get used to it. But it's sweet.
Boy, did I come in an awkward time. Yeah,
it's never awkward here at the.
It's never awkward here at the Mid-Geek.
Everyone is always welcome all the time.
For sure. So let's talk about this. So Genshin, it's a free-to-play game for Genshin Impact.
This is the Breath of Wild clone, right?
Clone is what they call it. At least the media has been calling it. It's got a very similar look. I haven't played it. It's free to play, so I'm gonna download it and try it out, and I'll tell you guys what I think. So it's got
to be interesting because Gabe from Penny Arcade, right, has been talking about it more than Star Wars, and we all know that
he is.
If you follow Penny Arcade, he is a huge Star Wars fan. So he's talking about this game nonstop.
Yeah, that scene alone is just like this background or whatever just gives it that Breath of the Wild look, but also it feels more alive than the world of Breath of the Wild. So that's interesting, for sure.
I'm glad they start off with short skirts though. That's always good.
It's mandatory. That's how you pull everyone in.
I know. It's an artistic style, as Joe likes to say.
Artistic style. Artistic style for sure.
What? Is she gonna go fighting in that?
Yes, it's a plus 15 armor. I don't know what you're talking about, man. She's
Man.
ready to go. That's she's a sorcerer, so she doesn't need armor, right?
Right. No, that's right. That's right. It's mandatory, as Sakurai please says, mandatory.
Yeah, so I'm excited to try it out. I mean, again, more free. I mean, that's the model, right? Like free to play, maybe do some monetization or whatever, and they'll be able to kind of continue a world. I think Final Fantasy 15 has been running like that for a while.
So is it 7 different currencies, 8, 9? Just let me know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out for sure.
That's neat. Wow, it's got all the it's iOS and Android.
Yeah, iOS and Android and Switch and yeah, so it's looking good. It's looking good. Speaking of that, let's talk about a little social media weirdness this week for us in general. Okay. So we had Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? No, Thursday. Thursday we had Nintendo announce. No, was it Tuesday?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Just tell the story.
Whatever. They announced our the new character for Smash, and immediately I saw.
Of course, there were some salty people because it wasn't Waluigi, right?
Right. Actually, that would have been fine. Everyone would have loved that. But
because it was not. What I'm saying, it was not Waluigi.
You're right. Because it's not Waluigi. And so the biggest justice for Waluigi for sure. One of the biggest characters in gaming history was added to the roster, which was Steve from Minecraft. Mm-hmm. And that's amazing. The problem was I was excited for it, but I could play Minecraft. Pedro and I have played Minecraft together. Him and his brother. Yep. It's great. It's a great game. But if you're not into Minecraft, I can get it. I understand the oh no, I don't this kiddie game. But with that said,
unlike all of the other characters,
unlike all the other characters, they're all so serious, right? Minecraft Steve is a character not for us. It is for it was for our kids. And so what I did is I immediately took a quick video and was like, "Hey, boys, come and look at this." And they came in and looked at the trailer and they loved it.
Look at this guy and his adorable children.
You're not gonna be able to understand a dang thing they say. It's just gibberish and smiles.
So Daniel, I don't get it, but I also don't really get Smash. I mean, it's just a wackadoo fighting game that people take too seriously, right? That's what it is. Yeah, it's a fighting game that folks decide to take really seriously.
It's got the game is easy enough that anyone can play. But it's also technical enough that if you want to be technical with it, go for it.
If you want to go and play pro sports, this is one of the games you could choose. Yeah. So he's got all there is to get is the happiness. Yep. And they recognize the character, and it's their character, right?
So I mean, they call it out before the name appears on the screen, right? Because they know it.
Mm-hmm. So poor Joe destroyed my notifications with this, by the way.
So of course, being part of the Mid-Geek crisis, we share this account, and as soon as I put this tweet up, I was like, "Oh look, here's my kids watching this." All of a sudden, not within 15 minutes, it was just like, wham!
Every day
to this day, we're still getting them. I think it's been viewed about 51,000 times. It's weird to think that 51,000 people have seen my kids.
I know that. I feel weird about that. I mean, I feel weird, but I was also like, dude, you need to monetize your children, right? I was also like, bring on the capitalism, but it was it's sweet. Excited. It was hilarious.
Yes, it already came out. Hey.
So Vagabond, the work they put into Steve is insane. They had to edit every existing level, and we'll have to edit every new level hereafter. So I might have missed that in the video. What does that mean? Because
so Sakurai, after they announced the character, he came up on screen and he was like, oh well, this is something that we didn't think we could do, but we did it. And to make this character work, it required us to literally kind of re-engineer the game in a way because the character builds on the screen, and so it requires all the levels to kind of accept certain spots as vacant
Oh, to build things in.
To build things, and so it also you kind of have to change up certain parts of the. It's just the technical feat and the way the way the character moves, the way the character plays is just very abstract to any of the other characters in Smash. So he's almost like a broken character. So the community's wondering how he changes the game.
Sure,
but at the same time, it's fun. That's the whole point, right? Like this is a game. Let me tell you.
Can we take a moment and talk about that this is a Microsoft character in a Nintendo game that they spent a lot of time programming to fit in?
Yeah.
Like, can we take a second and just like one moment? I
thought Japan didn't like Microsoft. Yes, sure. Microsoft bought Minecraft, but Minecraft was still an American creation before it was a Microsoft creation. Like it's like Mojang. Is it? Were they? No, isn't Mojang based out of the U.S.?
Eventually, but I think they were Swedish, one of those Nordic countries, weren't they? I don't know.
Whatever.
But it's Microsoft now, and everyone knows it as Microsoft. So it's. I mean, I think it's great. It's a great partnership. Minecraft is one of the first games to have been cross-play compatible and all that good stuff. And here we are with a Microsoft character on a Nintendo flagship game, right? And Smash Brothers is not.
I mean, we can technically say that Banjo-Kazooie is too, because he's owned by Rare, and Rare is a Microsoft company. But Banjo-Kazooie was also a character that was on the N64, which is a Nintendo console before.
That's the weird Shrek fox, right? Banjo-Kazooie, the big fox.
He's the big bear with the bird on his back.
Wait, he's a bear?
Banjo-Kazooie.
So what's Crash Bandicoot? I'm thinking of Crash Bandicoot.
Yes. He's a bandicoot. What are you talking about?
He's a bandicoot. What am I talking about?
What kind of animal he is? He's a bandicoot. It's like that raccoon game. What is it?
The deal was in the works for 5 years. I imagine like many a lawyer has had many a lunch on this particular deal, right? To figure this thing out. A lot of people went home extremely happy.
We have to talk about like the amount of characters and IPs in this one game. It might not be your cup of tea, but Smash Brothers now, I mean, looking at it, even in this launch, they added these guys run a gaming show. What? Right?
You will enjoy this show so much better if you understand that Joe's the fan and I'm just a moron. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
He just plays the game. I just throw it out.
I'm his Joker / straight man, right? I ask a lot of dumb questions about a lot of video games, and then I go, "Oh yeah, the Shrek Fox. That's the character." Shrek Fox. Which is now show canon. Oh yeah, and there's my cat's butt. Thank you,
Shrek Fox. You know what? I'm gonna. So you know that Shrek Fox 4 came out, right?
Shrek Fox 4. Vagabond, why are you not working on this game right now? Shrek Fox. Let's go.
Says thank you. Is and was based on. Thank you, Daniel. I couldn't remember. I thought he was from the U.S., but you're right. They bought it, but I guess now Mojang.
Not Stockholm, Texas, Joe.
Yeah.
It's not
Stockholm. Fair. But it should be.
It should be.
Should be. Shrek Fox 2. Do a somersault.
All right. I think I'm going to dress as Shrek Fox for Halloween. That's what I'm going to do. Just Shrek Fox for Halloween.
Shrek Fox versus Sonic Fox. Great. That would be.
These properties are selling themselves, folks. This is the way to do it. Right away, Shrek Fox. Rock and roll.
Yeah. So,
all right, Kabuki. What is going on here? All right.
Yeah. So Nintendo and Microsoft partnered together. They have before. I mean, again, I still find it weird that when I play Minecraft on my Switch, I log into my Xbox Live account. I love that I can be playing Minecraft on my Switch and I'm getting achievements for my Xbox account.
It's ridiculous.
Like, just give me xCloud on the Switch. Just do it.
Soon. That's soon. That was also hashed out in that 5-year negotiation. That's a 10-year negotiation.
It's going to happen.
Very soon. Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
His kid, does he? Of course. I'm glad. I really
with every new character, though. Like, every new character that comes in, people lose their minds.
Yeah.
Right. They all think, "Oh, this was going to break the game," and then people figure out how to beat it.
Yep, it'll happen. So, yeah, where are we going to next? Let's talk about some vampires and some spookiness.
Oh, let's talk about vampires. I might have to get rid of this cat because Kabuki's driving me crazy. All right, so vampires versus the Bronx. Now, do folks know this movie? It is on Netflix. It is by what is his name? Oz Rodriguez. Halloween fun. It's in the tradition of Monster Squad. I don't know. I mean, that might be dating myself, right? But
no.
Monster Squad, Goonies. I feel like I'm in the right audience for this.
Monster Squad, Goonies. What's the werewolf movie? The
with Fred Savage. What is that one? No, that's a different one. But
no.
which one?
There's an 80s with a like the silver bullet. That's what kills the. There's a. I don't know. Come on, 80s folk. I've no.
Name movies with werewolves. Bring it on. Go.
Michael J. No, not Teen Wolf. Not Teen Wolf. Wolfman's Got Nards. That's definitely Monster Squad for sure. Look, if you love any of those style movies, if you love Werewolf in London, look, if you love monster movies like Werewolf in London, if you like Goonies, if you like the kids, Lost Boys.
So Lost Boys was mentioned. Was that a PG-13? I feel like that was an R-rated one.
I think it was PG-13 for the 80s. It might be R now.
Yeah, like Gremlins would be R now, but was not even rated back then, right?
Right, not even rated. So movies like that, and not Teen Wolf, guys. I promise you that's like a teenage. There's a movie about a kid, and I think he's got his uncle. His uncle's in a wheelchair.
Vampire in Brooklyn's a good example of
Vampire in Brooklyn's another one. That's a.
There was one with Jim Carrey that was like Lustful Bite or Vampire.
First Bite. Love it. First Bite.
Right there. Yep.
Before PG-13 was a thing. Which
is why Gremlins got in, and a lot of kids will forever remember that Christmas story as Gremlins was a terrifying Christmas story.
Man, that's a creepy way.
It's a creepy ass movie with some hyper violent scenes, and it's totally like this was for kids.
Yeah. So that being said, if you love any of those movies, please go watch Vampires versus the Bronx. It is. I sat down with no expectations, just wanting to watch a Halloween style movie on Netflix that I had one or two people that I wanted to see on screen. Mm-hmm. It has Zoe Saldana in it, and it has the Kid Mero.
Kid Mero from the Bodega Boys.
Bodega Boys in it, and they were great. Exactly. It was way higher expectation than I like. It was when I was done with the movie. I was it. Like I was like, yep, this is a great 80s homage monster flick movie for sure. And it made me. I mean, like it's stupid, but it made me homesick. Right? I grew up in the Bronx. It hits all the right notes for the Bronx. The jokes, the views. There's a moment where the mom comes screaming out the window for the teenage boy and yells some embarrassing things. That my mom literally did that multiple times. Right? So good representation, Latino, Black. Awesome. It also
some great digs at gentrification. It's got some good discussions of race, police. It's fantastic, and the vampires are just so ludicrously over the top. You can't help but enjoy.
Yeah, they're all like the Swedish Nordic. They all look like they're in a trans band or like a dark metal.
Death metal, right?
No, it would be more like the long black trench coat. They probably DJ.
Come to my party.
Exactly.
It's got some great jokes. The stores that are opening up and the gentrifying, right? So here's where it's like, Astro Kraken. Actual, I appreciate that you remember Rumble in the Bronx just like I do as a traumatizing moment in our lives. And this is not Rumble in the Bronx. It actually is filmed in multiple locations in the Bronx, mostly South Bronx. And then they film a few locations in Brooklyn, right? Because you can't film in New York City without also heading to Brooklyn.
Right.
But it's great scenes, hilarious, a lot of good jokes. And without ruining any of the good jokes, there are just so many good ones in there. And a lot of stuff behind the scenes. There's moments where there's things up on the menus that crack you up. There's stuff on the shelves in the bodega that crack you up. So it's
what were some of those? Because again, and I wanted to kind of veer into this talk and in the movie and also kind of talk about home and culture and growing up. And this was one that while watching it, I could definitely feel Pedro probably watching it and going, man, this must be hitting all sorts of
nostalgia. They hit all the right places. Yeah, it's not nostalgia, homesickness, whatever you want to call it. And Adam DJ Brett, you're right. The Method Man cameo was great. And I went to Catholic school in the Bronx, so dealing with the priest that was like that was totally in my realm of knowledge. Well, one thing is the bodega, right? Like, if you don't know what a bodega is, it's your local grocery mart, but it's so much more, right?
Yeah, so it would be a corner store, but a
Mhm.
corner store, since I mean this is New York we're talking about here, so you don't go to like a Kroger or a big store. Like you do your grocery shopping in little bits and pieces at a bodega. You go and buy the eggs and the milk and the
You kind of think of it as like the Wild West general store, right? So like the idea is this small community doesn't have access to everything the richer communities have. So you've got this bodega, they'll have toilet paper and potato chips and beer, but then for reasons no one really understands, they'll also, like one of my bodegas, you could rent video games in the back, right? Like they just got stuff and they sell stuff and they just scrounge it to make ends meet, and also in a way serve the community. And this bodega in this particular movie is really central, right? The kids are trying to save it.
Yeah, but they also work
deportation.
kind of like community centers, right? Like people hang out in front of them. Different owners would have different things, maybe arcades in the back. You know, they would have a couple of arcade machines.
And you don't know the bodega owner.
They would keep you out of trouble.
They'll keep you out of trouble, or they'll help you out of trouble. So like I have a moment where I went to do groceries. I was like 11 or 12, and this kid knew I had paid for the groceries with money, and I had put the money in my pocket, and he attacked me, right? So in the middle of the supermarket, he had hit me in the face, and I ran out the store trying to run home. I couldn't get away with him because he was faster than me, and I ran into the bodega, the local bodega. The guy knew me, right? Pops knew me, and he came around the counter with a gun in his hand and said, "Don't you bother this kid anymore." Right, because he knew me. Don't you bother me anymore, and it prevented a mugging. Right, this is the bodega experience for me. So watching this happen up on the screen in Vampires in Brooklyn, I'm like, this is me. This was me. This is my growing up, right? So this is awesome, right? So I don't know. It's rare that my black heart beats, and this movie made it little pump came out.
So the kid Meryl runs the bodega in the store. Tony is a great.
He's trying to sell stuff. He's got stupid things on the shelf for the gentrified.
The plot of the movie is, of course, that there are vampires in the Bronx, right? The spoiler alert. But what's great about it is the way they're infiltrating the neighborhood is through gentrification. They're buying up the shop. They're buying, Becky's nail salon. They're paying good money for it. And then the next day you walk by and it's boarded up, and they're like, what is it? The butter shop? What was the butter shop? Butter shop. All they do is sell butter. A lot
of good bits around the store.
A lot of good bits on the store names for sure. It's just all the hipster like avocado toast kind of scenario. And Tony, he owns his bodega and he knows he's gonna lose it, but he's trying to like compete. He's like, I don't want to lose it. So you see him start stocking the shelves with like oat milk and like bean sprouts. And so one of the biggest jokes that you don't catch it because they don't mention it, but you've got the menu. And one thing we talk about was another thing that bodegas have is they're also a place to buy hot food.
Yep. So they got a stove in the back, or a stove
or a griddle. And one of the famous bits of food in the Bronx specialty is a chopped cheese.
Chopped cheese, so good.
Chopped cheese. And the joke, of course, you don't even if you don't know to look for it, it's there. But on the menu, you see him putting up a replacement over the chopped cheese, and it's what is it? A croissant chopped cheese.
Yeah, chopped cheese made into croissant, and I'm like,
croissant. So good, such a good joke.
And it's one of those jokes that is just under the radar. If you're from the Bronx, you know about chopped cheeses, and you also know about gentrification. If you're from the city, and all of a sudden it's croissants and chopped cheese and a croissant is just so good. And it's just up there, and it's a throwaway. It's just up there as a prop up on the wall, and you have to know a lot to actually catch it. Watch the movie multiple times. I missed the yer. There was a yer in the movie,
which is again a call out of the Bronx. It's a call
out in the Bronx. It's the siren call of the Bronx. I just have to watch it again to catch it where it is. Adam told me where it is. I'm gonna go check it out and see where it is. So it's great. Vampires versus Brooklyn. Awesome movie in the tradition of some movies that we don't see anymore. I mean, like the Goonies. Would the Goonies even be made today, right? Because it's not a big budget enough film to.
But what's interesting is all that is making money, right? Like a perfect example is Stranger Things. One of the biggest shows Netflix has had is exactly that. It's Goonies. We've had 3 seasons of it now, and every season comes out, it's loved, and it's because that's what we like. It's like not everything has to be so horrific and horrifying. There can be like an in between, happy. Could
it be in 2020? I don't know.
Coming of age. I don't know anymore.
I don't even know. So, Goonies is getting a reboot. That's the first I've heard about a W streamer. So if it is, put it up because let us know because I haven't heard about it.
Oh god.
Oh wow, this is
coming to Fox, sort of. We're gonna work on our producer's bandwidth this week.
Wow, he's broadcasting from a potato.
The series will not be a sequel or directly tied to the night. So what's the point?
So let's talk about vocabulary for a minute. How do you call it a remake if it's not remaking the first movie? Isn't it just something in the universe? How do you call it a remake? All right, I see. Joe's like, I don't want to enter this conversation, but a remake is a remake, right? Total Recall was remade. It's a remake of a film. Yeah, spin-off. It's a spin-off. That's perfect, Rolls. Thank you. The proper terminology is spin-off of Goonies rather than remake, but the internet's dumb.
Give me homage. Homage. Can we do an homage? So are they just trying to capitalize off the name Goonies?
Yeah, of course.
But that's lame if it's not going to be anything like it. But at the same time, then I don't know, man.
It's the right time for it. We're all nostalgic for that sort of more innocent past, and they haven't fully mined the 80s and 90s, right? They haven't fully mined our youth for all the remakes and reboots they should make. So yeah, even reboots and remakes are different things, though, right? And spin-offs, right? All three of those are very different things. And I'm with you, Pergamine. That's exactly right. And Adam DJ Brett minus 100 experience points for us for not knowing the right words. So there we
go. Look, remakes, and we talk about this in video games all the time. There are remakes and reboots and remasters and reboots and spin-offs. I mean, all those terms are the nice buzz terms that you want to talk about.
Can we say a little sadness for a remake that we were hoping to see this year, Joe?
That's where I was going, right?
Can we pull a little out?
Yeah, I got this one. I will pull up this one. So we've got Warner Brothers decided. So let's talk about what kind of triggered this. It looks like Bond, the James Bond movie, is being pushed back even further, which caused a domino effect in Hollywood with the theater industry in general. And this is kind of a big news here. So the Batman was delayed in 2022 was supposed to come out in October 2021, October 1st, 2021. But the reason for that is because their entire calendar has been shifted.
They can't even film these movies, right?
Some of them, they haven't finished the Batman. So Wonder Woman, that's been in the can for literally 2 years. It's been done. Was going to release on December 18th. It's been pushed back now a full week. Dune is now pushed back a full 12 months, October 1st, 2021, as opposed to being released this year. So I guess it's done. The next Matrix movie was scheduled for April 2022, apparently. So
when they the next Matrix film, is that like number 4 in the series? Wow.
Yep. Right. Yeah, I heard that, Daniel.
Sorry.
I heard that latest rumor is it'll be video on demand. I hope so. I just want Warner Brothers to put something big out like this so they make a ton of money and then they can keep doing this. I love the theater experience. I love it more than anything. I worked in one. It was one of my first jobs. I think you can't replicate that completely, but at the same time, like, you're holding back entertainment while we're just starved for some sort of like give us something.
There's only so many Netflix shows I can watch. Like I feel like I'm scraping the barrel here for shows.
Scraping the barrel, been at home.
Consume all the Disney Plus content I could. It's just it's terrible.
So here's an interesting calendar, and I want to talk about this just a little bit. I was talking with our producer before the show, Jordan, and if you look at these dates, so the Batman moved up a few months to March 4th, 2022. The Flash, November 2022, instead of June. A couple of entitled projects, event films. I don't know what that means, but that just means kind of big name things that haven't been announced yet. Sure. Shazam 2 till 2023. Again, that's a 6-month push, if not longer, 7-month push. Black Adam doesn't even have a launch date, but it was previously marked. But here's an interesting one. The Minecraft adaptation is likely postponed indefinitely. Can we talk about the studio wanting money and a sure thing? Why would you push back a franchise that is still popular right now that far?
Yeah.
Like, if anything, you could push back The Matrix.
I mean, they can't even film them, right?
But the Minecraft movie's got to be CG, right? Like, there's got to be people sitting on their computers at home working on models and whatnot and starting, get it pushed back to the ringer.
I assume everyone at Warner Brothers is 60 years old plus, and they don't understand how people can work from home, so they don't trust anyone working from home. So that's that. Yeah, it's It's a train wreck for people who love going to the movies.
Yeah,
I think Regal Cinemas announced that they're closing a bunch of theaters. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that's happening because of this COVID crisis. Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, we're going to talk to one thing. Yes, Hocus Pocus was top of the box office, which is weird because it was released to theaters, and of course, people were like, "I just need to see a movie." For God's sakes, you could throw anything up there. Jurassic Park was number 1 in the box office earlier this year. Mulan is a flop. Like, let's talk about that here. Mulan flopped pretty hard, so now everyone's leery. But Universal made a crap ton of money and Warner Brothers made a crap ton of money with Scoob on video on demand. I get Mulan is like a live action, and they want kind of a bigger thing, but they also had it behind a Disney Plus paywall, only to have to pay $30 more on top of that.
Yeah, it felt a little weird to me to pay that much for.
I'm already paying your $15 a month for Disney Plus, and then you're gonna make me pay another $30 on top of that to buy the movie. If they had just done a video on demand and pay the $30 up front for anybody, regardless if they have Disney Plus or not, I think it would have done better.
Is $30 the right price point?
Yes. I mean, but I think so. If it's going to be a first run movie, high budget, not a straight to DVD kind of thing, sure.
But
Mulan,
that makes sense.
Might have been
I think that makes sense to you or people with like 75-inch 4K televisions and surround sound systems. But like someone like me on my 40-inch with an iPhone speaker, like, is that really the price I want to pay for it?
No. Well, see, here's the thing, right? Like, I don't
own it, Adam. It's $30 to rent it.
No, you own it.
Own it, really?
Yeah.
You own it like you own things nowadays when you buy them online. All right.
Yeah, right. So it goes into your digital library. Like, I bought Scoob for $25 or whatever day one. I bought Onward day one. You know, I just paid it outright, and it's in my library now. It's like if I own the DVD, only I don't have to pop in the disc, right? Like a digital video game. So on Mulan was an interesting one because it's a remake of an animated movie that everyone already likes. And so you're already kind of treading weird territory of like, here's a live action. All the other live action Disney movies haven't done exactly a huge ton of money. Aladdin, The Lion King.
I don't know who they're for. I don't even know who goes to see these movies. I don't understand it.
People with kids, right? Like, you want to take your kids.
I've never asked for a live action version of any of these movies. Never. Like, the Genie one doesn't look right at all.
I like that one, actually.
You like the remake of it? Really?
I like it a lot. I think that's definitely an
Once again, Joe and I come to the conclusion that Joe has extremely low standards for movies.
What's fun about that one is I think director-wise and Will Smith plays the Genie. He's not trying to replace Robin Williams, so he doesn't because you can't. But
the songs are the same, so isn't it weird?
They're like remixes, whatever, and then there are some new songs on it. But I think what was fun is there was a story to the Genie, like why he was a genie and what he wanted to do and what his aspirations after leaving the lamp, kind of thing. I thought that was a fun story plot. We're getting a sequel to it.
You always want more. I don't even need
just a little tweaking of the story. I like it. I mean, again, it doesn't take away from the original.
No, it doesn't take away. We saw the original 2 weekends ago at our family movie night, and
it's my same argument to movies like the Ghostbusters, the recent one that came out, the all female cast one. In fact, I thought it was a great movie, but people were too busy hating on it because they were like, it ruins my childhood. It doesn't ruin your childhood. Your movie still exists. You can still go watch it. This is just something else, which again goes to show
it's not a very good movie. The Ghostbusters. It's all right.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Let's be honest. It's all right. It's watchable.
Let's see here. Did decently well internationally, wasn't as dependent on international as Mulan was going to be, but Disney botched their presence in China really badly, so it underperformed even compared to the most. Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Drop of knowledge. I don't know.
I got to. You know what? It doesn't matter what we think. You want to know why? Because my kids ate it up. My kids they wanted the packs. They watched it, they rewatched it, they rewatched it, they rewatched it. So,
and that's what's important, right?
That's what's important. Again, this goes back to like us neckbeards can argue on the internet about, it ruins. It's not our Ghostbusters.
Get the clicks.
But our kids love it. Minecraft Steve isn't for us. I want random anime character from this. I want Luigi. I want random anime character. Here's Minecraft Steve. My kids. Woo! I want it. I want to play it. Again, it's not for you. not everything has to be for us, even though we think everything has to be for us.
But because we're the ones with the money,
right?
We've got the disposable income.
So we want what we want, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So just like we got Star Wars Squadrons, just like we got
and that's a fair assessment. If you don't find them funny, that's fine, and that's totally okay. But there was definitely a big push towards the other side. Like, if you don't find them funny, that's fine. But there was definitely a push towards like, oh, they're all women. I don't. That
doesn't mean they shouldn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't like it, doesn't mean that it shouldn't exist. But that's, I mean, boy, that would, I mean, is it 2018? When did that come out? 2017.
Yeah,
different time, right? Different time.
Oh yeah, we moved on, right? Everything is better now. Everything is better. By the way, just on a down note, real quick, rock star, rock hero, rock legend, Eddie Van Halen passed away today at the age of 65. That was a shocker at 4:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I had no idea the lead singer for Def Leppard was still around. I'll see myself out. No, he died young, and that's always sad. even my wife was upset at that.
His beard was named after him.
I'm not being hurtful. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan. Not a fan, but always sad when someone who people love pass. Everyone's a fan, they say. Everyone's a fan. Everyone's a fan. I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. Mourning your own way, I'm a terrible person.
I love the wife calling him out. What?
So you're yelling at me.
Love it. Love it.
We're going to take a vote next week. Make sure you're there, man. Make sure you're there. You got to vote, or otherwise I stay here and I keep making terrible jokes and keep doing what I'm doing. Got to vote.
Oh, man. Oh, it burns. It burns us. It burns. Yeah. What else?
Yeah, so cancer got him, right? So rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. You brought us a lot of great music. I'm sure if I think long enough, I can think of a song.
Jump.
There we go. Jump.
Come on, like did the call out the back. Jump. What the? Come on, get with the program, Cautious. God, I love it.
You know, this is my favorite game. You know that, right? This is my favorite game to misidentify bands to people who care.
Twisting the knife.
Yes, this is my favorite game. I troll in real life things you love all the time.
So let's talk about this real quick. I want to bring up some good stuff. It is Blacktober is what we're calling it. It is a movement that started a few years ago. It's always fun. Go follow hashtag Blacktober on Twitter. It is great. It is the best way to put it is it's Black artists, right? Black geek artists. You know, fandom representation. It's always great to see some art, done by actual people of color. Showing their love and support for characters that might not even represent them, but they still love them, and then they draw them in their own vision, and it's been great. There's the concept is there's the hashtag on. You can find all sorts of wonderful. There's a Shiro one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just a lot of characters in the Cowboy.
That was like a Cartoon Network show, right?
This one.
No, that's
Cowboy Bebop, buddy. We've got Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. There's Catra, of course, which I think she was. I mean, we could say she was black, right? I think that the character definitely looked it.
Any character can be black. They were in charge.
Betty Boop, the Powerpuff Girl. Oh no, this is Totally Spies. Just fun seeing some of these characters. I love the Studio Ghibli.
The Studio Ghibli ones are a lot of fun. A, because the movies are fantastic, and B, because the representation in those particular scenes it's exquisite. Some of the art is really, really gorgeous. Tangled with the dreads. That's beautiful.
I love it. It's fun to see it. Look at this Steven Universe. That's a great one. So yeah, go check it out. It's fun to see this kind of stuff. I love seeing the artists. I love seeing black artists in general that usually don't always get that that spotlight and get
Big
they're
hashtag notifications, right?
Yeah, because so usually following a hashtag for a month or so is fun. You kind of it pushes it up to your feed. You get to see this fun art. I mean, let's fill our news feed with some fun stuff, right?
Is that what we're doing now?
That's what we're trying to do. At
Yeah.
least,
All right. Yeah. No more doom scrolling, right? I have to
Doom scrolling.
tell myself not to doom scroll nowadays, right? You wind up,
buddy. Let me tell you,
scrolling realm, right?
Who doom scrolls here? Does everyone right now
We all do it. There's like a weird, yeah. I mean, there's no endorphins anymore, so all we can do is make ourselves depressed. It's like the opposite.
I think I get into it with people from my from the Houston Chronicle in the comment section just for like giggles. Like
you go on news sites and read the comments.
I have
first day on the internet. Do not read the comments.
I know,
everyone, ladies and gentlemen. People of all stripes, colors, types, loves, do not read the comments.
I got called a communist today, and I was like, it's rare when I get to use the GIF, but when I do, it's you keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. Like, it was so great. I was like, you're what? What?
Yeah.
You keep telling it it's made up entirely of people go.
No, I mean on news websites, there's context to my statements.
Hey guys, hey chat, can't help but doom scroll these days. Don't even realize what I'm doing. Yeah, you
that's
can't
exactly
help
right.
It's what do we call that? Is that it's like picking a scab, right? It's like that same feeling of like it hurts, you know it's gonna hurt, but you're gonna keep doing it anyway. Like it's a bruise where you just keep looking at it. Like I'm just trying to figure out like what's that.
The algorithm is designed to tap into our lizard brain and keep us scrolling, right? That's the AI is pushing things in front of us that we can't resist. So we're just chasing that high all the time, right? That's what it's about.
Is it like the adrenaline rush of like the hate that we get?
Damn. Yeah, it's like I said, it's like the opposite of the endorphin feel. Like you're until it's not that bad, really. Just embrace nothing, and you will be relatively okay.
Nothing.
You'll be relatively okay. I don't know.
This might be a T-shirt.
We can keep doom scrolling until the apathy sets in. That's pretty much.
Aren't you in Canada though? Like, don't y'all have like maple syrup raining down? Isn't it fantastic up there? Free healthcare and like. You know, you've got Trudeau up there, which is like a sexy man. Like, I mean, have you seen like what's going on here? Like, it was advice to self-diagnosis. Salute, sir. Salute. Oh my God!
When the zombie outbreak occurs, you think all those zombies are gonna head north? You gotta be worried.
But does it cold? Zombies don't work in the cold. Right?
It depends on what your source material is.
Right, that's true. That's true. If we're talking, you know,
World War Z zombies, we're doomed, right? That's what
yeah. Toronto has Fort.
Still not as bad. Still not as bad.
Yeah, not as bad as Trumpito. Not as bad. Not as bad. You think I get a dopamine hit?
That's what I'm saying. That you still get that dopamine hit, even though it's not a happy stimulus. You're still getting a stimulus, and that's why the algorithm kills us. Because even when it's bad news, we still get something out of it, and that's it's some sort of dopamine hit. That's why we do it. That's why we keep looking for it. It's a train wreck you can't help but watch.
Yeah.
You also feel like you might miss out. Like you might if you tune out, you might wake up the next morning and find out that the president has COVID, right? You'd be like, I missed it.
Did you ever get caught smoking meth and speak? Because Ford did. If you're not familiar who Ford was, I say was because he passed away. Was it the mayor? Was it the mayor of Toronto? Just
yeah. Is that what they call him up there? Alderman? I don't know what they call him in Canada. Mayor.
Yeah. He was definitely in charge. The governor, mayor, whatever.
Comrade? Is it comrade? Because there's socialists up there, right? It's comrade.
Ford Nation, baby. He was. Let me tell you, when here in the States, when we saw him, we're like, whoa, we haven't even had that. The closest we had was Chris Christie. And
somebody in the States did the monkey paw wish. Wouldn't it be funny if that was the kind of person we had and we got Trump? That's what happened to us, right? So monkey paw, Trumpito in charge. I don't know. I mean, like, honestly, I'd rather have our president caught on video smoking meth at this point. That would make sense.
He passed away.
Didn't he also have a relative? Was his brother also in politics and just as kooky? I don't know.
Of course he was.
Yeah, of course he was. Yeah, it's politics. Speaking of, I hope everybody's registered, ready to vote. Go out there and do what you're supposed to do, right? That's important. Knock it out. I don't know. How are you going to vote in Texas, Joe, when there's only one ballot box for 4 million people? How are you going to? I'm like, how is a state so focused on Texas freedom? So, whatever. We can do that on our political podcast.
You are absolutely right, sir. You're absolutely right. So let's what are you playing right now other than Star Wars Squadrons? I mean, obviously you can't play that forever. I actually have to take breaks from it, right? Because I get frustrated at how bad I am at it. I've been playing Undermine. We've been rocking that, and I just started Night in the Woods. Which is that's a great one. Welcome.
Really cool looking game. So Pergamene has been pushing that game hard on all of us. Is it on the Xbox?
Yes.
It is. All right. So I need to pick it up. Okay. All right. So
that might be a buy. It might show up on the Game Pass eventually, but it's
if it's a buy, ooh.
Yeah.
It's $29.99 because that's my budget this month for video games.
It's on everything now.
We're getting a little too close to Christmas for me to be buying games for myself. You understand, right?
Yeah, but like, how do people buy you games now? They don't buy you physical games, right? They buy you like digital cards. Is that what is your gift? Like, what does your family do now? Since you're not
games, but people buy you things. I don't. How do you? Do you take off your shirt? How do people buy you things? What are you talking about, Joe? No, for birthdays I don't get video games. I get books. I get things I wouldn't normally. I get luxuries. I get things I wouldn't normally buy for myself. So I got that Star Wars 30th anniversary set. Like I would never buy this for myself, but this is what
that was a birthday one.
That was my birthday one, right? So that's the sort of stuff I get, and it's awesome because it's like a great gift that I would never get. Video games, my wife and family pretty much know that if I want a video game, I'll save up and buy it on my own.
I've been playing. You get luxuries unlike video games. I know,
no,
right?
But the luxury is not the right word. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's got to be a word for it where it's not. It's something that I want. I would love, but I would never allow myself that indulgence. Like I'm like, oh, I should buy food, or I should buy clothes, or I should put the money away and save it.
Or I'll buy a video game.
Or I'll buy one video game a month. Which
right, so those are your things, but then like there are things outside of that realm of spending where it's like, oh man, that would be like. Here's a good example, and I know.
I got something for you.
So like I know. Pedro has been wanting like a 3D printer.
Yeah,
like that's something that he's been wanting. I know he's been wanting one. He's been like talking about it. He's been scrolling.
I've got a kitty full of money for it. I just haven't bought it yet.
Right. And so like it's something that he's been wanting to buy because it'll feed into his like hobby, but it'll also be its own hobby. So it's also like soon as
not ready to commit. Yeah,
not ready to commit. So I get it. Like that thing that happens all the time with things that I buy as well. Like I buy it and then I go, wait a minute. What I've just bought is, this might have been, $60, but this is also time that I know I have to invest in it, or I'm not going to get my $60 worth.
Exactly. And I need to reserve that time for video games. So I make sure that that's there.
The days are not 32 hours long.
No,
the sun and us are.
No, if they were, the man would just make us work longer, right? Like that's eternal. So a responsible budget man, that's me. Definitely responsible budget man. I mean, like I'm one of those guys who probably once a month is all like, if I recalculate this, can I retire now? Like I'm really like, I really don't work. I don't want to work in one extra day that I have to in my life. So
there you go. Thank you.
Me, man.
Kicking off our constant.
It's killing me. One note, I saw a headline, but I didn't click it because I assumed it was clickbait. Is the Xbox Series, are they really canceling pre-orders? I read some sort of note that folks were getting their pre-orders canceled. I was like, that looks like clickbait. I'll just check in with Joe. He knows better.
Dave Ramsey would be proud. So here's let's. I don't know how many in our chat are like me. I mean, we might be like-minded, but I'm also like I pre-order day one.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro is not. Pedro is more the common man. He's our man on the streets. He's the plebe. And I have both of them on pre-order. There have been emails sent from Amazon on both of the consoles. It's the same exact email with the word PlayStation 5 replaced with Xbox Series X, saying that hey, there may be delays. You might not get it on launch day. They did the same thing with the original with the PS4 back in the day.
All right.
They're doing it to cover their asses. They're doing it so that
right.
you don't have to contractually say, "Hey, we can get it to you day one." We're contacting you about your order by next one to let you know that in advance that you may not receive this item on the table. Yep. You hide demand.
So this is like they're saying
rare.
So this is like they're hedging their bets. Pre-orders are not being canceled. They're just saying, hey, you might not get it on November 10th.
Yeah, because they don't have them in their warehouse to count, right?
Also, because the post office will probably be canceled 3 days before the election, right? So that's what we're looking at, right? So
fair.
We're hedging their bets here.
Or after, since it's November 10th, so it's going to be recovering from all the ballots.
Recovering from all the ballots.
You don't do Magic the Gathering.
I mean, now that there's a Walking Dead special box, hell yes, I'm going to buy all those cards, vagabonds. We talked about this last week.
Vagabond, you missed it. You missed it. Go watch last week's episode. We talked about it, and the chat reaction is so good. It's so good. The Magic the Gathering, the Walking Dead cards are just like, what? And so, of course, I'll make sure to say it again. So, Pedro, are those Walking Dead cards tournament legal?
As far as I understand it, yes. You can play them in Commander games and several other games.
What?
So strap on your Disney helmets because there's going to be a Frozen expansion, and you're going to have to tap. What is it? Otto? What the heck is the snowman's name? Just throw a snowball. It's going to be amazing. Oh, you can tap Shrek. Oh, amazing!
Shrek is a card. I'm still upset.
We all are. For one reason or another, 2020 has been the year of being upset.
This is why I love our community, because I can be upset about like a PS5 notification, and there are people out there that I know are part of my like group, my inner circle, that are mad about like a card game. They're just like, oh, and I'm like,
yeah, but so like out of the outrage. There we go. Would we buy an NCAA Magic the Gathering? I can't even say it. You can tap college team mascots and make attacks and university.
Don't talk anymore. We'll contact our lawyers. I want that game.
This is a genius idea.
It's a genius idea. Think about that. No, let's talk about this for a second, because we've talked about this before. I mean, first off, the jocks are already into fantasy football or into like the betting and the range. Like, focus all of that like fantasy football into a card game and make them go and buy these mascot cards and make certain mascots rares. Oh,
that's gonna be. You're so evil. It's amazing. I love it. Sign me up. Sign me up for like just armadillo. Like I don't even know all these college team names. It's gonna be ridiculous.
There's so many.
It's so deep. There it goes. The abbreviation is perfect.
Shrek Fox cards are in.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
I'm expecting
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
A Green Bandicoot picture soon.
I'm gonna let everyone know there was no interview process for this job on this show.
I was the conversation was like, "Hey, you really want to do a podcast?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Yeah, sure, why not? What is it about? Like, I didn't even know.
He's like, "I just turned on the mic day one. Go watch episode 0. It's great."
Thanks, folks. Make sure to be spooky. It's gonna be great.
Oh God, yeah. Are you doing any before we leave? Are you doing any traditions Halloween wise? I know that I saw that you had done some like cool paintings for decorations.
I think that's going to be a tradition. We put them up, so we put them up on the wall, and
so explain to the audience what you did here.
Oh, so my daughter, who this time of year is her favorite, right? The month starts with her birthday and ends with Halloween, right? You cannot beat October for her. It is the greatest month. Yeah, 96. I can't believe it's been 96 episodes. So this year, instead of going out and buying a bunch of decorations, we took down a bunch of our canvases and we painted. We painted a bunch of Halloween pictures, Halloween-esque pictures. The whole family did it. We did different ones, and then we put them up. So we've decorated our house now with artwork. I guess it sounds like such a blue state hipster nonsense thing to do, but it was a lot of fun. So I want to make that a tradition. Sarah and I are talking about what movies we want to watch for Halloween.
We've been doing that.
Yeah,
we've been going through and watching the spooky movies, right?
Nightmare Before Christmas. We're having that fight, our annual fight as to whether it's a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie.
So
every year, it's a Christmas movie. Every year we have this fight. Yeah, it's literally the title. I don't even know why this is a debate. It's literally the title, The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's not The Nightmare After Halloween.
I mean, the movie starts off on October 31st. I mean, November 1st.
Yes. So
right. The movie begins November 1st.
I get it's got some spooky elements, but my daughter wants to watch it. So we're trying to figure out what movies we want to watch. We don't have the same as you. We don't do the witches. What do you do? The Hocus Pocus?
Hocus Pocus. Do you watch that one? I mean, are you going to watch it?
No. I mean, my Halloween traditions growing up was to...
No, that's fair, but like
as quickly as possible and get home before nightfall, because nightfall is when the crazy people came out on Halloween in New York City.
I mean, so you got a daughter. Hocus Pocus would be a great movie to watch with her.
Hocus Pocus is going to be great. Yeah, so we're looking. There's a lot of great options. We'll find them, right? I mean, honestly, Vampires versus the Bronx might be a good one, in a year or two, right? It's not that scary. It's in that tradition of Goonies.
Yeah, so. It is. My kiddos have been trying to watch a scary movie every day kind of thing. They watched everyone knows the Thanksgiving movie. I always want to know what's behind the Thanksgiving door, by the way. Jack Skellington.
Carnage.
I know he gets to that.
Good old-fashioned American carnage behind that Thanksgiving.
The clearing with the doors, like the Easter door, like what's behind that. What's behind the Shamrock door. But the Thanksgiving door, like, is it just like gluttonous, like carnage? Like, oh God, people just tearing apart turkeys. Like, what is it? Or is it just like Indians and pilgrims, just like constant cycle? I don't know what it is.
It's yeah. So yeah, who knows?
My kiddo watched. Let's see, they have watched Paranorman. That's a good one.
Oh, Paranorman. Okay, yeah.
Paranorman. Coraline. That's one that's on the list.
Oh my gosh, your kids are braver than my kid.
Other Mother's good. Other Mother is really good. The wife likes to bring in a lot of the smaller ones. Like they're gonna watch The Witches.
Good choice.
It's a good one. And they're gonna watch. They watched Mr. Oogie Boogie. No, what's it called? It's a Disney movie.
I need more information.
I know. It's like Mr. God damn it! You know what? I had it on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot it. Anyway, right. they were watching a movie earlier.
So we got to pick a few that we're going to make a tradition. But I think decorating the house is our tradition. We even make ghosts, like crafting all sorts of Halloween decorations is our tradition. We're going to wind up with a ton of them. That's the traditions we got here. I think Daniel wins the Thanksgiving. What's behind that door?
I imagine the movie in my head for that would be like Thanksgiving is like la Thanksgiving, and then over the recent years the evil Black Friday has taken over the world of Thanksgiving more. Yeah.
Used to be everybody had it off 20 years ago. Now everyone's got to work. You're either working at shopping or you're working at the store.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Monster House, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a great one.
Monster House, good. Nightmare Before Holiday fanfic. So yeah, we should do this. I think for November we're just gonna talk about how we're gonna improve Nightmare Before Christmas, right? So that's good stuff.
Football, right? Like you open the door and it's just like you get tackled.
Boo! Boo!
Manifest Destiny. I didn't even see that. Bravo. Oh, I love our audience. I love our audience.
Thank you, everybody. This is awesome. Really. Therapy. This is therapy.
Bravo.
Good stuff, everyone.
Thank you for watching the Mid-Geek Crisis episode 6. You can find us on the Afterman.
At Cautious on the Twitters.
You can find us pretty much anywhere with those it's
names. True. Like literally that's been my username for 30 plus years. So everyone, thanks for coming on. Take care of each other. Enjoy the rest of this year. Survive it. Enjoy the Halloween. Try to find something good. Watch out for the Illuminati. They're ruining everything.
Got it.
Definitely a chill time. Thanks, people. All of our friends are coming out for Halloween. But it's gonna be great.
Another episode in the can, guys. ladies, gentlemen, take care.
Kind.
Love you.